Hello, hello. How are you? Welcome back to Life Trials by EAC with your favorite political analyst, model, and entrepreneur and everything that I want to be. I hope everybody's doing very well. Thank you again for joining me here on this beautiful, lovely Friday morning on the east coast of Florida. It is about 10:18 a.m. and I'm just going to jump right in because y'all know what's going on in Afghanistan. It's like a fucking joke. It's sad and really depressing. And you know that slogan by the military that states, "No man is left behind," but now it's hundreds of men left behind under this current administration. The withdrawal from Afghanistan has been a complete disaster and has created a dangerous national security problem for the United States and our specific national security interests within the region. One specific issue I wanted to lay out today is how the American dominance and our values are being highly tested in this time that we're living in today's culture, and it's scary. And I wanted to piggyback up from a article that I read in the New York Post, where the statement honestly gave me chills, where it stated, "From Twitter to the Taliban, we are witnessing the death of American supremacy." Just a few weeks ago, we did the most unthinkable thing as a dominant country, where we had thousands of our citizens trapped in Afghanistan. This administration had the audacity to actually ask the Taliban, right? Actually ask them if we can extend the deadline, right? Sorry. And they said no, and we just simply agreed. The United States actually cowed down to a medieval death cult on our posture on the world stage. And at this moment, it's being exemplified by our increasingly weak president. Head in hands and bending before the White House press corps, unable to explain or defend his unmitigated disaster. Y'all remember that, right? When he went like this. Yeah, really embarrassing and shameful. And I just don't even know what to say anymore with respect to this presidency. I mean, he needs to be impeached. And that's a fact. I don't know why we keep playing all these games and pretending like the guy has whatsoever, if he's there or not, and just cannot run this country at all in any capacity. What's even crazier is that you even had the New Yorker, which is an extremely left-wing publication, right? During the last week of August, they released an article asking the question if the United States withdrawal from Afghanistan is the end of the American empire. And you know what they concluded, of course? That not as of yet, but probably. So this kind of leads me into the question of, like, is the woke culture destroying the fabric of this nation? Absolutely. We obviously know that the whole culture in America is completely upending the fabric of this nation and with respect to our values, our principles, and what we stand for. And you really don't need like any type of like expert here with respect to foreign policy to provide to us any further truth with respects to what is really happening here. You know, this all has to do with our sense of, looking at the United States like it's a weak, imperialistic type nation still to this day, right? And it's scary. It's really scary that you also don't need a foreign policy expert to see and tell us that we're really not being governed by the American DNA, which is fortitude, confidence, independence of thought, but we're actually being governed by the tech giants like Twitter and Facebook. And instead of us rebelling against such, imposter type of governance on our right to the First Amendment, we live in fear of such woke culture. Because if you do get on the wrong side of any issue, or you're considered being offensive, or you're not transgender enough, or you're just not black enough or white enough, or you're not liberal enough, if you say the wrong thing or something comes off offensive, you will be canceled, like exiled, and co-signed, unfortunately, by cowardly publications, universities, Hollywood studios, multinational corporations. You're just vaporized. Like, you no longer exist, bitch. Canceled. Cancelado. Oh, excuse me. And you're disintegrated into nothing, pretty much. That is what the woke culture is doing. It's affecting our ability to govern as a fucking nation. Are we not seeing that? The woke culture is inhibiting our ability to, like, just simply have our sovereignty respected, for Christ's sakes. Look at the fucking South, like, look at the border. Southwest border, excuse me. Look at that disaster. I mean, seriously, it's like we have no sovereignty anymore. It's scary. It's crazy. You have all types of issues happening. Like, bro, we can't even take care of our veterans, and these fucking losers in the White House are more occupied with getting people from South and Central America into the United States, along with Afghan refugees, and thinking that they're going to be able to assimilate in this country, is of high fucking concern right now. I mean, look at inflation, look at the economy, look at COVID, look at the schools, look at the homeless population, which is like infested with fucking like massive demographics of Americans that need assistance. And we're going to be giving almost $10,000 to each Afghan refugee. I mean, where are our fucking priorities, right? But this then leads me into the next question. Does Twitter control our policy decisions in the United States? Absolutely. And it's even crazier that you have these left-leaning publications insinuating that these so-called factually anonymous stories that are being narrated in, the New York Times, the Washington Post, like anything that's being released with respects to the performance of this administration and just what they need to create and the what they have to create in order to pretty much, how do you say it, it's crazy what we're doing. We're only allowing these stories that the news media, the mainstream media, see as worthy and that they are satisfying to the narrowest of audiences, rather than allowing a curious public to read about the world and then draw their own conclusions. That is extremely threatening to the fabric of this nation and our right to be able to ensue a dialogue and dissent respectfully and just simply have conversations about the issues that are happening in this country. If you are not allowed to speak about issues that are occurring within a given situation, and you're being censored and silenced, threatened, coerced, extorted, just to stay silent or keep things within a specific sphere, just to please the narrowest of audiences, we are reaching a very peril point in our nation. That is a fact. If we cannot abide by the ability to dissent and debate, who are we as Americans? Who are we as America? What is our purpose of America? Why do we even have an America then? That is the question I'm going to leave today with. America has always been a place of ideas that can be discussed, dissented with respect and decency. If we no longer have that, what is America then? I hope I get to answer that better in the next episode, guys. So if you enjoyed this specific episode, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, my website, and all the platforms that are hosting live trials by EAC. Please also consider supporting me on my website, elizabethcharney.com. Any donation is enormously appreciated to keep this podcast up and running. Thank you guys. Bye. Till next time.